you give me 5 players, as to who are you going to start a franchise with.
Yes, sir.
And no particular order, okay? Just based on body of work. You got to put LeBron in there.
Yes, indeed.
Magic Johnson.
Agreed.
Kareem.
Okay, I'll give it Kareem.
20 seasons, guy has almost 40,000 points in the NBA.
Given the way the NBA is going now, I would have probably chose Shaq over Kareem, but I'll give you Kareem because he's an excellent player.
Right, and I mean Kareem, centerpiece of 2 championship teams.
Sure.
74 Bucks if I'm not mistaken,
yes,
and then
absolutely.
of course he had that huge run in Los Angeles as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So, and let me see who else. I know I probably catch some flack from some people in this. But the guy was just did not have the best athletic ability, but one of the smartest players that played the game and knew how to get into your head. Larry Bird.
No, you get no flack from me over Larry Bird. Larry Bird could shoot it over anybody, and he knew how to drive, whether you admit it or not. Larry Bird deserves to be on any all-time All-Star team.
Right, and I think I did mention Jordan, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And let's see, number 5. What do you think?
Oh God.
Pick one.
God, number 5. Let's see. So we've covered forwards, we've covered centers, we've covered. I'm gonna go with Dr. J or Wes Unseld. Honestly,
I got one for you. Actually, you know what? Best power forward that played the game, Tim Duncan.
Oh wow!
How do you forget Tim Duncan? Yeah.
But see, that could go to the bench. That goes to Team USA. I mean, Robinson, Duncan. Yeah. There's so many out there, and it's funny when we have that GOAT conversation. Are we talking about GOAT just on his own?
Right. Or body of work.
Body of work or GOAT with a team.
Right.
There's so many players out there. We were talking about Dr. J earlier.
Right.
Dr. J was great, but that 76ers team that he was with was
he was one in 4 in finals. So so they they lost in '77 to Portland.
Correct.
Lost Los Angeles twice in '80 and again in '82.
Yes, sir.
And then they sealed the deal when they pulled Moses in '83.
Right.
So
so they finally got one.
Right.
Yeah, but that man was so impressive.
Right.
On his own, he could be considered a GOAT. For a singular player. I
think Julius Erving probably would have got a lot more credit if he had. If his entire career was in the NBA, because he had that stint in the ABA,
yes,
and he had 2 titles in the ABA.
Absolutely, yes.
So,
and that different league, yes, absolutely. When they finally brought him
together.
So
if you take all of his stats from the ABA and from the NBA, he's number 8 in points.
I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that at all. That man was impressive. The only reason I mentioned Wes Unseld because Wes was a consistent player.
Right, and he's got a ring with Washington.
Yes, he
Bullets,
back
in '80,
with Washington.
Sorry, 79. I believe it's 79-80 season or 78-79. Yep. They beat the Seattle Supersonics.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But I look for those. When I'm looking at ball, I look for those consistent players too. It doesn't. Those superstars. They need those consistent players underneath. You wouldn't have the D Wades and the Shaqs and stuff without
the supporting cast.
Yes, absolutely.
The supporting cast in the system.
Yes, absolutely, and that's why I think you mentioned the coach Phil Jackson.
Right.
He should go down as one of the greatest coaches.
Well, between him and Red Auerbach, those 2 guys have almost 24 rings.
Indeed.
And then if you count Red Auerbach's accomplishments in the front office,
fair.
Then I know he's got 10 or 11 as a coach, and then of course he's run the front office for Boston.
Correct.
During the '80s. What's that? 14 rings or something crazy like that?
Yes, absolutely.
And now, Phil's got 10 or 11.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, who was the coach for the Lakers during their dynasty period?
Pat Riley.
He deserves to be in there.
Now, Pat Riley has one as an assistant on the '80 team.
Okay.
And then he's got 4 as a head coach.
That's pretty impressive.
Throughout that Lakers '80s run, and then he had. I believe he had one win with Miami when he had Shaq and D Wade. So
yes, indeed.
That's pretty impressive company as well, right there.
Yes, indeed. And I think the coaches ought to be included in that because I think the coaches are making these players, by building these teams around them in these systems.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So, you can't say GOAT the player without GOAT the coach and, what they're thinking about. But absolutely. getting back to the crux of this, I think LeBron could definitely be up in that conversation. Jordan is up in that conversation. Magic is up in that conversation. Larry Bird is definitely up in that conversation. I mean, my gosh.
Right.